We have a treat for you. In studio with us, we have the Mayor, Rick Hall of Mattoon. He's going to join us in this week's Meet the Mayor segment. So, Mayor Hall, we thank you for the trip that you made down here to our studios. How are you so far this week?
Actually, I made the trip up here.
Oh,
but I'm
there you go.
But yes, I'm doing great. Good to be here. I'm glad you guys invited me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here. Now, you were recently elected in 2021. So with that said, just tell us, why did you decide to take on this role and to run in the first place?
Well, I had been on the council for a number of years, and I'm also retired. So this was a great opportunity after being on the council and wanting to give more back to the community. This is a great opportunity for me, and the voters apparently agreed, because they did elect me, and I feel like that I can do a lot of things with my experience. I've been in business and leadership roles before for almost 30 years, so this gave me an opportunity to step up and do something for the community that I was born and raised in.
Now, Mayor Hall, prior to that election, once you had the goals in mind that you set out before you to say, I want to make the city better, the city of Mattoon even better than the way it was. Talk about some of the achievements that you've already made as the mayor and kind of what's excited you about that.
Probably the most important thing that we did when we got started, and I say we, yes, I'm the mayor, but I called a special meeting of the council, and it was, of course, a public meeting. We invited the public, all the department heads, naturally the council members. And what we did, we decided what we wanted to do over the next 4 years. And so we developed a strategic plan for what we wanted to do. And again, we did get the community involved. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what those were in just a minute. But the strategic plan is probably the most important step that I've taken so far.
And that's a great segue into our next question here. What do you envision still for the city of Mattoon? What is on the agenda there?
Okay, so when we met, we had the citizens there, and what our objective was to come up with 5 things that we wanted to do in the next 4 years that we're, in the leadership roles that we are with the new elected officials. And we came up with about 27 ideas. Well, naturally, you can't do 27 things in a strategic plan. We were able to narrow it down to 7. The ones that, the top priority on that 7 items was really economic growth. That, of course, comes up a lot when you're talking about communities, but we've already accomplished some things there. In fact, I would say we're really, at this point, after 1 year, 50% down the path to get this economic growth. Another thing that came up was housing, residential housing development. Again, another one that often does come up. And we have a housing group that's working on that. And on that one, I would say we're probably only 10% started. A third one that came up was increasing the number of police officers that we have, uniformed police officers. And it's not a big number, but we wanted to hire 4 more police officers and uniformed police officers, and so far we've got 1 of those 4. We hope to get to that 4 by the end of the 4 years. Another one that came up was just new events in the community. We wanted to put on more things not only to attract people to come to the community, but also to have more things for people to do in the community. Another item that came up, and some of these, we went from 5 to 7 because some of them were pretty easy. For example, we did not have a grant writer, and we felt like that we needed to hire a grant writer. Well, we've already got that one done, and there's a lot of grant money available now, and we did not feel like we were taking advantage of that. And here's another one that might surprise you. We wanted to modify our liquor ordinance. Sounds like kind of a strange strategic plan. But we are living today with liquor ordinances that were developed 40 and 50 years ago. Well, things have changed a lot. The young people, the microbreweries, the wineries, the outdoor beer gardens, those kind of things we wanted to modify. And indeed, we're about 90% done on that one. Can't think of... Oh, I know. And I think the last one, our form of government, we have a commission form of government in the city of Mattoon. We're not convinced that's the most effective way to run Mattoon. And the other option there is a managerial form of government. And so we're looking at that right now. And we would hope to have, and that requires voter approval, but we would like to have that changed. And I think it would be much more efficient to do that. So those are the 7 items. I think I hit 7 of them, that we want to do. Developing the plans, though, is the small part of it. Right. Implementing the plans is the big deal, and we might talk about that in a little bit too. So. Hey,
it seems like the ball is rolling, though, and that's the most important part.
Definitely is.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate your time here.
Yeah, that was quick.
Feels a lot quicker.
Yeah, I wish I could have said a lot more.
All right,
okay, why don't we do part 2 sometime later?
We'll plan it out. We'll get you back in here. We'd love to have you.
Great.
All right, going over to Jack now.